We was like pea and carrots. Wait, peas and carrots. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails. We just got news that the final Afra unlock character has a kit's been revealed for it, and I think she's just going to be the leader of the Afra team, just like Starkiller is not an actual leader. He does all those cool things for his team from his unique. I suspect at least that Afra is going to do something similar like that, and we're going to need another leader, which I suspect is going to be Sana, whatever. She has a ton of synergy. I know that we just put out a video that kind of mocked Stormtrooper Han a little bit. We said he was unbeatable, and that was a little bit false. But that kind of undermines my intent here on this video, in fact, because Stormtrooper Han is really quite good with her. I've always thought he was borderline broken if you can use his taunt in a meaningful way, and even though you can kind of do that with Akbar and his Omicron, I think Sana is going to do even better. So honestly, I think that my suspected Afra team is going to end up with Stormtrooper Han on it. It is just my guess. We'll see how it goes, but that being said here, real quick, let's go and look at the Rebel Scoundrels, because that's what the kit is all about, and I just want to show you guys that real quick. So there's 6 Rebel Scoundrels, 2 of which are tanks, Cara Dune and Stormtrooper Han, and that's it. Han and Chewie are taken. Captain Han and Lando are just pretty hopeless and awful these days. And so Cara Dune and Stormtrooper Han. I mean, Cara goes with Mon Mothma, though honestly we can come back to it in a little bit, but I wonder if Cara Dune's going to go with her instead. And then it'll open the doors for another potential scoundrel or rebel to be able to join the Mon Mothma team. We'll just have to see. That being said, guys, please help me mount the algorithm. Hit that thumbs up button, hit the sub button, comment. We're mounting the algorithm. Help me out, please. Help me help you to do it. It's a free way to support this channel. If you like the content, the daily awesomeness, please, I would really appreciate it. That being said, let's get back into the kit here, folks. Well, we weren't even in the kit yet, were we? I've done a couple takes on this. Everything's getting blurred, and it's all madness. So, here we go, guys. Sana. She has a kind of... I almost think that these are fake requirements, folks. Like, Rolo seems... I mean, they all seem okay with her, but... they're old kits, and I'm just not that sold that Sana is enough of a turd polisher to make this team that they're suggesting actually good or meta in territory wars or territory GAC, yeah, that's right. So she's light side, she's a leader, scoundrel, smuggler, all that stuff. She's the one who told us all in the comic books that she was married to Han, and it was this big scandal, and it was false, and she's a dirty liar. She's filthy, and we should never trust her, and that's fine. So, where is her Omicron, and what does it do? What a frequently asked question. That's everyone is like, what? I just read the kit and I can't find it. No, like that's a false quit making questions that are stupid. I do like that they asked for questions and then they closed it for questions like 5 hours later. But I do like that they asked some if they submit, they have a thing that we can submit questions on her kit. Like, maybe we'll get non-fabricated questions and answers. That would be fairly interesting if CG actually genuinely tried to do that. So we'll watch that with great interest. But for now, let's keep going. So her basic does stuff like vulnerable. That's fine. Like, actually, vulnerable means that we're gonna always crit, which is an important thing for later. Rebel Scoundrel Tank. So this is Stormtrooper Han or Cara Dune. They gain protection. There's all this weird conditional stuff with crit damage and stealth stuff. I don't know. you guys can read the kit. We have too much to discuss to really go super in depth with her kit, because you never know. It's so impossible to be predictive on what things are going to be good. And in a kit, I do like spit what all of the things are. So we're gonna hit the points that I think are the most important, and you guys can let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. So I do like this, because if you do target lock, which kind of makes me think we're not going to have all those characters, the lie characters at this top with the synergy, because target locked enemies gain, like, you deal damage again to target locked enemies and stagger them for a turn. I'm interested to see what her damage modifier on this is. Like, is she going to just lay waste to people, or is it fairly harmless and it's just like, oh, okay, target lock and stagger are the real powers here. I do like that you put tenacity down on people before you try to put target lock, or before you try to put stagger on them. That's kind of nice. So her leader is, it's Territory Wars. Who cares about that one? We're gonna skip it, because I don't think maybe she'll make the Afra team good in Territory Wars. We'll see. But as it is, it's almost all rebel verbiage, which is fine. There's a lot of stuff going on. So the tanks, so basically Stormtrooper Han, the scoundrel tank, gains 30% defense, max health, max protection, all this stuff. They gain turn meter when a non-tank rebel ally or Santa is damaged by an attack. So the tanks are getting turn meter, which is typically not great on a tank squad, because you want them to be taunting for as long as we can. But there's an explanation for that a little bit later. So one thing that I really like, if a rebel scoundrel removes turn meter from an enemy, so this could actually be just OG Han, like Raid Han or whatever, but this is Stormtrooper Han really nicely. That enemy also takes damage equal to 20% of their max health. Who's max health? I guess that enemy. So like, it just does 1/5 of their health damage. It's not too bad, actually. Which can't be evaded. So remember, scoundrel, so removing the turn meter can be resisted. Once it procs and it works and everything, then the damage itself can't be evaded. It can't kill people. And then there's all this stuff. Let's see. Whenever rebel allies or Sana critically hit an enemy, they inflict target lock for 1 turn, which can't be evaded. So that's kind of cool. Target lock can't be evaded. Can it be resisted? I feel like they're doing poor language. I mean, there's actually a few weird language things here. I'm probably skipping a few of them. But, yeah. So, anyways, whenever a target lock is inflicted, though, Rebel Scoundrel tanks cooldowns by 1, or reduced by 1. So, pretty nice for Stormtrooper Han, whose main problem is trying to get that taunt, because that taunt is overpowered in a lot of ways. It really is, and I'll show you guys why in just a minute. But he's all about that turn meter, and he's going to be doing a lot of stuff. So Territory War stuff, I don't know. All of this other stuff, the unique looks merely okay. It's just weird. It's so conditional. And you get all this crit chance. Like, why do we need crit chance all of a sudden? Like, we don't need crit chance, really. It's whatever. Whenever a non-attacker rebel scoundrel uses a special ability, like, just total madness. She assists, she does all this stuff. That's cool. We'll see how that all plays out. It's so difficult to predict. But a couple quick hitters though, folks. So let's look at the game real quick one more time. And so Stormtrooper Han. Remember, when a rebel reduces turn meter on someone, then they are going, like, then they take 20% damage, right? 20% health damage. So there's a few different things going on. First off, he's gaining a lot of turn meter with his basic, potentially. His taunt is really good, and remember, it doesn't work the same way as Watt's taunt, because like, Watt will assign the taunt, but it's a different type. Like, Watt just gives him a generic taunt. This is his awesome taunt, where when he takes damage, then the entire team gains 20% turn meter. Amazing. It is so good. It is really, really strong. And I've always thought it was totally broken, except it gets dispelled so easily. The thing is, if you're causing a lot of target lock on everyone, then you're able to get your cooldowns reduced. He'll be able to just taunt every time and give other allies 30% turn meter whenever he does. So he's going to be boosting his own team's turn meter a ton, and every time he gets hit, he gains turn meter. It's really very nice. The other aspect to him, because he's not going to be the lead here, but so at the start of each of his turns, he has a 25% chance to remove turn meter, 30% turn meter from each enemy. So whenever he takes a turn, which he's going to be getting a lot of turn meter and he's going to be going a lot, he's going to remove turn meter and therefore do 1/5 damage, 1/5 health damage to everyone. And then in addition, let's see. So he gains 5% protection and stuff. That's from his Zeta. But he has a 25% chance to remove 10% turn meter from each enemy when he is damaged. So he gets hit, and he has a 25% chance to do damage to each character on the enemy team. Like, he's going to be... I mean, I can just imagine. I would love to see Mon Mothma crashing into him, and they all do damage to him. They do like 5 or 6 instances of damage. And every single time, he takes a 1/4 chance to be able to just do passive damage to him. Passive damage, reduce their turn meter through Sana's leadership. So that's kind of nice. Seems pretty neat. He'll be able to restore his taunt all the time. It's almost like she was custom built to make him better. Cara Dune is also a little bit interesting here in the sense that this thing is only 2 cooldown, and she does an AoE. She reduces enemy turn meter by 50% every time, so she'll just be able to spam this because that's just how it would work through Sana's kit. And the reason I think maybe she'll go with Sana instead, the thing is she's not going to be a tank anyways, right? So she'll just be stealthing the whole time because unless Sana's not a rebel, she's a scoundrel, and so every time she does a basic, she is just going to gain stealth. She doesn't gain taunt unless she has a rebel leader. So she's a tank. She'll do all the things that tanks do under Sana's lead, but she won't actually taunt. So, I mean, that's fairly kind of problematic. I don't know. But Cara Dune, see, seems like maybe that would be cool. Just like spam. She just does her AoE over and over and over again. It could work. It could be kind of cool. And then the thing is, if Cara Dune goes there, I know that she's pretty entrenched with Mon Mothma currently. We're doing the new territory battle soon, though. I can't foresee us going too long without getting Saw Gerrera. And Saw Gerrera would be an easy shoehorn in to a Mothra team to give him a nice little boost. We don't necessarily have to have Cara Dune. In fact, in my opinion, she is the most expendable on the team. And if Saw Gerrera is kind of tanky and, you know, if he taunts and he does a few other cool things, he'd replace her anyways, opening the doors for Cara Dune to join the squad. We'll see if that actually happens, but I think it's possible. So the other piece of it, guys, is if Sana is the lead, then we'll have Aphra on the team as well. Those are the 2 missing characters. And then we'll have the murder bots, of course we will. And they happen to have things to do with target lock. I don't know where they are. I was looking at it earlier today, but they do things with target lock, I think. One of them does, at the very least. So, yeah, okay. If the target enemy is inflicted with target lock, inflict burning. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so maybe he's not target locking here. Who friggin' knows, guys? Maybe it's this guy that does target lock. Yeah, either way, guys, they do target lock. They're going to go with Aphra. It's going to be a good time for them. And here's the target lock. Let's see. So, at the start of 000's turn, inflict target lock for 1 turn on a random non-droid enemy that doesn't already have it. So, they're going to just randomly apply target lock to people, and Stormtrooper Han's going to be hurting them for that, for just doing that. It'll be great. He'll be reducing his cooldowns. It's going to be a good time. These 2 do a ton of damage together. Aphra is going to make them even more damaging, and Sana will, I don't know, provide the awesome tanking from Stormtrooper Han. I'm very intrigued to see how this team plays and does things, honestly, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Sana just goes off on her own, and you know, we have the Aphra team with the murder bots and like, I don't know, sortie and some weird stuff. I don't know, honestly, really not sure, but it does seem like Stormtrooper Han and Sana go really well together, and in the lore, it's backed up by that, at least like her wild claim of like, oh yeah, I was married to him, like they have worked together. So I don't know, she provides an interesting new component. I wouldn't get too excited about trying to make like this new crazy rebel scoundrel mixed team. Maybe it'll work, but I kind of think it'll just be she'll go with the new cool unlock character, and we'll drag along Stormtrooper Han for funsies, who I've always loved anyways, as you can see, he's relicked. That being said, folks, what are your thoughts? Do you think this kit is going to be amazing? Is it just pretty blah? Is it going to provide what we need? I want to hear it, so thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails.